So, whether it's doubt sets in or the normal logical
Logic.
doubt. Yeah, there you go. The logical mind likes to doubt.
Yeah.
So I
Maybe
think,
that was the lesson.
right,
There
right.
is no spoon.
There you go. Yeah. So there's a lot of really interesting things going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be crazy to be in a dream and be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just like flying dreams are fun. In fact, I think I remember one where I was falling, and then all of a sudden, zoop, I started flying. It's like I remember like I was really out of control. Like, oh my God, I'm in a crash, and I had to level off, and finally I could fly smoothly.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I was learning to fly in this
Yeah.
dream. Just like in your airplane, you got to get steady, and finally you can.
Right.
Yeah, it was really strange.
Huh,
Level
cool.
off. So, dreams are really strange.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's the other question. There's how much of it is. Are we talking about a whole different reality? Is there an element of illusion to these dreams? What's reality and what's the illusion? I mean, what's going on here? Is the world we live in here, is it illusion or is it real? Those are interesting questions.
Well, now you're just opening up a whole new
Yeah,
can of worms
I
for
know.
our next show.
Yeah, there you go. Reality versus illusion.
Yeah.
But just another way to look at it,
Oh, absolutely, because it's how do you sift through
Right.
what is meaningful and then what's just gobbledygook from sorting out the day or whatever,
Right. Right.
And how do you find the meaning? I mean, I've had dreams where if I have a dream about a certain person,
Right.
that person's going to call me the next day, or I'm going to see that person the next day.
Mm.
And sometimes, and it got very accurate. And then it's like, this is the universe for you.
Yeah.
Then when I started to build some confidence, like, John Doe, I had a dream about John Doe last night. That means I better keep my eyes open because I'm going to see him or he's going to call today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it's like once you get it figured out,
Yeah.
it stops working.
Hmm.
Then I'll have dreams about people and then they won't show up.
So
You know,
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
It's so sporadic.
Yeah. Well,
So you don't know what is a symbol
Yeah.
and what is a premonition.
Right. Right.
So it's hard sometimes.
Yeah. Well, there again is a matter of us learning to sharpen our intuition and decipher which one are a genuine premonition dream and
Yeah.
which ones are not. Because there's a kind of a counterintuitiveness that goes on. You think, I've had to have, I feel very strongly, well, this is going to happen, and then it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they mean by counterintuitive, And it's real
Well,
confusing.
It is.
Yeah.
I do think one thing though, your intuition and your psychic abilities and it's all ties in with dreams.
Right.
It's like a muscle,
Mm.
like anything else.
Exercise your muscles.
Yeah. If you, I firmly believe, and okay, just for the record, I'm really bad about writing down my dreams, so I don't want to sit there and stand up on
Yeah.
a pedestal like you gotta do this.
Yeah.
But if you are good about writing your dreams down and kind of meditating on them,
Right.
and you're good about trying to astrally project and open your third eye and stay really open,
Right.
you're going to notice that your dreams, because I actually have been good about this in the past,
Okay.
so I've had this result,
Yeah.
your dreams are going to get sharper.
Exactly.
Like I said before, they're going to get sharper, they're going to make a lot more sense, you're going to remember them,
Right.
they will get clearer, and then your signs and your psychic ability in your dreams
Right. Right.
will get stronger if you practice. That's pretty much a guarantee, because everybody is psychic. It doesn't matter who
Right.
you are. Everybody has an element of psychic ability to them. It's just like a muscle.
Right.
If you don't,
Practice. Yeah.
yeah,
Because you focus your attention on this. I mean, if you don't pay attention to dreams at all, you're just busy with other stuff. It's going to be like a tool you're not using. It's like a tool. You have to use it and practice and get better at it.
absolutely.
And then you'll be able to, your dreams will get clear. You'll be able to get better results,
Right, absolutely.
Or like any exercise, whether it's a physical exercise, a mental exercise, spiritual exercise.
Yep. And just like meditation,
Right,
meditation.
exactly.
When you start out, you might not see anything, feel anything. You might have a incredible experience the first time you meditate, but if you just keep at it, pretty
Right.
soon you're able to zone out.
Mm-hmm.
Now this part I haven't achieved, but pretty soon You sit cross-legged and you start saying Om, and in 3 seconds you're somewhere else. You know, I mean, you
Yeah.
can actually get that way.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just, it's like anything else. It's practice.
Well, there are tools and things that help, like focusing on a candle will help, and as you said, doing the Aum, that really helps because your whole body is vibrating when you're doing you. You can feel it through your whole body.
Especially when you have a voice like that.
Yeah, because I went, that wouldn't cut it. Anyway.
That's more like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, that'd be, you wouldn't be able to meditate on that at all. Yeah. Mickey Mouse doing the Om.
Yeah. Sounds like a cat stuck in a toaster.
Oh God. Anyway, well, I thought, okay, we still have time left then?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what you were doing with it. I thought you were trying to indicate to me that it was running out or something.
The music went to a really crappy song, so I was backing it up.
Okay.
Because it's the end of the disc, so now I'm starting it over.
We should do like some kind of sign language where this means this and this means like, we're getting at the end of the rope or whatever.
This sucker will go for
Okay.
forever. It's just how long the viewers want to listen, watch.
Well, yeah. Okay. Put up with our strangeness. Okay.
Pardon the technical difficulties.
We were having technical difficulties.
Whose
That's
dick
bad.
do you want to fuck?
No. We'll edit that out, right?
What?
We won't edit that out. We'll leave that. We'll leave that in, right? Just for the hell of it.
Yes, we'll leave it in for the spell of it.
For the spell of it, and we'll have an R-rated section that only. Anyway, moving.
No
on.
outtakes. We'll just keep it pure.
Yeah.
Keep it virgin.
Yeah. I was listening to a Course in Miracles tape, and there the guy it's funny because the announcer, or not the announcer, the speaker guy, he kept saying things. Then he'd get tongue-tied. He'd say, "Oh, we'll edit that out." Every once in a while he'd say it, but they never did. They never edit that stuff out.
Really?
He'll
Nice.
say, "Well, just edit that out." And he talks to the guy out in the corner.
Hey.
And they never did. They never edited any of it out.
Hey.
But it's so funny when he does that, you know. Anyway, so we'll just edit that out.
And then they never did.
And they won't. Yeah, and they won't do it.
That's hilarious. Maybe they forgot.
That could be, you know. They're too lazy. They were smoking incense or something.
Smoking
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Or sniffing it. They're sniffing incense.
I do not envy their headache.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
if you get that Walmart special stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So, dreams. Pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's the dream world. Well, I told you about that story. I'm not going to get
But
into
they don't know.
what. No,
told
it was
me,
that
or-
story that I told you. It was a dream, and then it was like a story. But he was a, what was he? Kind of he lived in a dream state. I remember that.
Vaguely.
Well, I didn't want to get too much into it. It's like in the dream, a close friend of mine was lost. Somehow he got lost. Somehow in the dream world, and I found this fortune teller lady. Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she, I mean, this was a dream, but it was like a story. But
Yeah.
and she led me to the back of her shop, and there's
Yeah.
this guy. He's laying in this kind of like sitting like this in this kind of couch chair thing,
Right.
and his eyes were closed. But he was
That's right.
Yeah,
I remember that.
is a perpetual
Yeah.
dream state. He doesn't live in our world. His body was in this world, but his spirit was in
Yeah.
another world. He wasn't conscious in this world, but he was
Right.
conscious in the dream world.
That is so deep.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so she had me say, well, he might be able to help you find your friend. And the idea was you grab his hand, and there's a connection between you and him. And I guess it's like I'm looking for my friend, help me find my friend. And so there's this connection, and you're like, and he's looking and looking, and then he's like saying, well, yes, he's here, but we have to go in and find him. Like somehow I would have to go there myself to find him. And
Right.
the whole thing was like a Twilight Zone feeling, and it's really strange.
So now that was a friend that you really knew.
Yeah. And
What was going on in their life when?
I don't know.
Were you in
just don't know.
contact with them at the time?
See, this is what I'm trying to remember. There was a point in my life when we lost touch, and I'm trying to remember if that was that point in my life. It very well could have been,
Did you ever talk to him again?
Well, oh yeah, we reconnected
Oh.
finally. Whether the dream had anything to do with that or not, or something on some other level, I don't know.
That's a pretty messed up dream.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, were these real people that I met on the other side? I don't know. It's just,
A lot of times, I
yeah.
think when you have dreams about psychics, fortune
Oh, yeah,
tellers,
yeah.
um, any sort of thing like that, you should probably pay attention to whatever they're saying. Teachers,
Right, right,
because that very well could be your guide
right.
or an angel or whatever. Everybody believes they're guided by something different, but
Yeah, yeah.
it could be somebody on the other side trying to relate to you in a way that you would understand,
Right,
either through a
right,
teacher, a psychic that you know of. You know, they're going to relate to you in a way you would understand
right,
it.
right.
So it's always good to pay attention to those kind of dreams and see what they're saying.
Yeah. But anyway, there's different levels.
Hold on, don't talk right now because I think it's probably me messing with the mic might be creating all sorts of distortion. Sorry, that's our little dog Maisie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was saying that there's the level where there's probably some definite messages, some symbols going on there, something trying to get across to me.
Right.
And then being a writer, there's that level where I thought this is a cool story. This would be a cool story.
Absolutely.
So I've been trying to write. I haven't finished it yet, but that happens,
How old were you when you had that dream?
Oh man, this could have been, I'm going to guess, maybe 20 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
More or less. I'm going to have to look I think it was in one of my many journals,
Yeah.
Before I did blogs, there was journals.
Yeah.
You actually write stuff down.
Yeah, using a pen and paper.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but nobody sees it but you. That's the thing. Nowadays, you can write your journal and everybody can see it. Yeah. Whoa. But no, I've had some humdingers. A lot of dreams I just, like most people, we just forget.
Yeah.
I wake up, what was that dream? And you scratch your head, it's like, and some of them you just remember clear as a bell,
Yep.
Funny how that is.
Well, some affect you more than others.
Oh, yeah.
Even the ones that don't really affect you a whole lot, a lot of times you still kind of, for some reason, some of them just stick in your mind really clear.
Yeah. So there's something to be said about that. I mean, I would say dreams are more important than we think,
Yeah.
Just another part of our life, our existence, our consciousness.
Right.
It's not to be ignored.
Well, I do think that sometimes, and of course it depends on somebody's open-mindedness, but I think a lot of times people and things on the other side are going to try to contact you in your dreams because
Right.
that is when you're going to be the most open.
Right.
You don't have your conscience there to say, this isn't happening, this isn't real, this
Right.
person can't. You don't have that at that point, so
Right.
you may be a loved one from the other side,
Mhm.
a guide, it just anything might happen and you're anything might happen like that would try to guide you in a certain direction, something
right.
that you wouldn't listen to on a daily basis. So a lot of times, like you said, we don't give our dreams enough credit.
Right.
You
Well, that's like, I remember having and this was, God, I don't know when this was. This could have been 20 some years ago. I had a dream of his Uncle Rodney, which I was pretty close to,
Okay.
And in a dream, I was somewhere out in the country, and he drove up in this really fancy sports car, brand new sports car, and he looked younger than you. Normally he's bald, but he had this curly hair, and just
Yeah.
he looked younger and everything. It's like, see, I'll race you. I had this old clunker car,
Yeah.
and he zipped on ahead of me in this sports car, and it's like